You are watching Eternal Warrior on MTGO Academy featuring RexDart.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, MTGO's RexDart, and we're going to be battling today with a Dega Hatebears deck that was designed by Sean O'Brien. He played it on the Saturday event at Gen Con this year. And one of my goals for next year is to try to go to Gen Con and play in a vintage event. And since I do have, I don't think I'll have the money to buy Big Blue and paper, but I do have a Mox Jet and a Mox Ruby. So I'm looking at some kind of Hatebears decks. I like 4-color humans that I tried earlier in the year. Alternatively, this Dega deck would be pretty close in line to something that I could play in paper, minus the Lotus, unless I find a way to borrow one. So it's something I wanted to try out, build, see what the viability of it is. So let's take a look at it. I just used Sean O'Brien's exact list. So what we've got here is, as far as it's really a 2-drop deck. It's only playing the on-color Moxes, although one wonders if an off-color Mox would be fine. For a lot of these 2-drops, it certainly would. But it's got the Stoneforge Mystic package here, and 4 Spirited Labyrinth against various blue and combo decks. 1 Aegis of the Gods against Oath, and certainly a deck like this with a lot of creatures has to worry about Oath. And now you've got Vampiric Tutor and Demonic Tutor to try to find it in a pinch, but you're a little light against Oath game 1. Now the Spirit of the Labyrinth is going to stop Grizzlebrand from drawing a ton of cards, and maybe you can pull some removal on him. So it's not completely hopeless here, but a little light, it seems, against Oath on game 1. You've got a couple of Aven Mind Sensor, which is a card that I like in Vintage. I'd like to wonder if there should be more of these floating around. It doesn't see a ton of play, but it does shut down a lot of tutoring, tinker, so I like having it here. And let's see, the removal suite, a couple of Swords to Plowshares. You've got 1 more in the board. Couple of Path to Exiles also there on the board. One of the things is it's got 4 Thoughtseize, and Thoughtseize is a little slow in Vintage. Some people have remarked, but on the play it's fine, and you could board it out on the draw, which you'll see that I do in some of the match play videos. Again, there's really not a lot this deck can do if to an opponent that's going to have a turn 1 Oath. So it doesn't have a lot of removal. It might have to take some time tutoring to deal with it, so it would be nice to be able to get rid of it on the play with a Thoughtseize, for instance, and potentially on the draw if they don't have a Mox to power it out on turn 1. 4 Dark Confidants is pretty obvious. Tidehollow Sculler is kind of the other. It's just sort of an odd Hatebear here. Now, in one sense, it's nice. Opponents don't have a ton of creature removal, but they all do tend to have a lot of artifact removal. So I don't know that you're necessarily going to be able to catch them. Like in Legacy, a lot of times you're taking a creature removal spell with this. Otherwise, they're just going to immediately kill this with that. So it kind of paves the way for your other creatures when you play this style of deck in Legacy. But in Vintage, a lot of times they just may not have anything to get rid of this, and so it's just straight up Thoughtseize with the body. Wear and Tear is the only main deck artifact removal here. So again, you're really relying on tutoring for it. You've got Phyrexian Revoker, however, so you can name certain artifacts, Goblin Welder, Planeswalkers, things like that. So that kind of rounds out the Hatebear suite. Now you've got the Stoneforge package here with an Umezawa's Jite and a Batterskull. And the mana base, he's actually playing 1 of each on-color basic here, and 2 each of the relevant fetch lands, Mesas, Myers, and Marshflats, and then 2 each of the duels. So nice symmetry there. 4 Wastelands, only the on-color Moxes, and Black Lotus. Going over the sideboard, he's got Leyline of Sanctity to come in for the Oath matchup, obviously. Crucible, help out against workshops. And of course, he can also get his own Crucible Wasteland thing going here. the aforementioned extra removal, a couple of red blasts, Grafdigger's Cage more again for Oath. Rakdos Charm, pulling a little bit of double duty here as Dredge Hate and in a pinch just an extra artifact removal spell. Seal of Cleansing, a Stony Silence, and a Rest in Peace. So anyways, I feel like the deck probably depends very heavily on you're recognizing what's critical in any matchup, being able to use these tutors to get what you need against your opponent. It's the kind of thing that it probably is hard, even though it's seemingly, well, we're just going to cast some dudes and turn them sideways. Well, no, because there's a lot of which of these do I play first, using the tutors correctly. I don't think it's an easy deck to play by any means, and the fact that playing against it feels like you're playing sort of a slightly powered up legacy deck with better tutors, and now that's right in my wheelhouse, but to play that kind of deck. But a lot of people don't prefer that kind of deck, so they prefer to do crazy busted things. But if you want to play a deck like this that basically is fair and certainly has the ability to attack the opponent's mana with the Revokers naming artifact sources, for instance, it's not just all in on Null Rods or Stony Silence or anything like that. So it's kind of a more flexible approach to that. But it can attack mana, it can disrupt the opponent's game plan. The one thing that I really feel it misses is when I played the Humans deck, I liked being able to have Cavern of Souls to both help with my mana and make sure that I was resolving some of my key Hatebears, especially through opposing mana drains and things like that. And unfortunately, with this creature base, you can't really play Cavern of Souls because it's all different creature types. But anyway, so check out the match play videos where I'm going to give this thing a whirl, and I hope you enjoy the deck.
Love playing Standard on Magic Online? Check out Academy's Standard Bot in the Magic Online Classifieds for Standard Singles.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, MTGO's RexDart, and we're playing with the Dega Hatebears deck. We run the die roll and we'll play first. And this looks alright. I've got the option of playing a turn 1 Spirit or a Stoneforge Mystic. I can also Thoughtseize. So I will keep this hand, see what my opponent does. Okay. So we'll need to, on the play against an unknown opponent, clearly Thoughtseize is better against, well, yeah. I think that Thoughtseize is the play. So the question, of course, is what do we want to get? If I had a jet, I would have cast it off of that before I see what I fetch here. We could play it safe and just fetch a swamp. If we get just about anything else, that'll cast everything in our hand. Okay, so he's got a turn 1, he can, so you'll have Workshop and Jet if I don't take the Jet. So he can play a Sphere, he could play a Lodestone Golem, he could play Chalice of the Void on 1. I think, let's see, so they won't have another mana next turn. What to take here? I don't really mind him chalicing for 1, if that's what he does. If he plays the Chalice for 1 and a Sphere of Resistance, however, either the Sphere or the turn 1 Lodestone Golem are going to mess with me pretty hard. If I don't get another, I think would take the Lodestone Golem, just so he doesn't have any pressure early. That still lets him Chalice for 1 and Sphere, unfortunately, but I think I'll have to live with that. The alternative would have been I could have taken the Mox. That would have delayed things one turn, but he still could have done a substantial amount with that. In other words, he still could have played the Sphere off of that. Then I guess my play would have been to Thoughtseize the Lodestone Golem the next turn, but then he's got 6 mana the following turn off of the other Mishra's Workshop, so... Yeah, against Shops, I think obviously my best play here was to run out one of these creatures, although the Dismember would have put a bit of a damper on that. But the Spirit, of course, the one thing it has going for it in the non-blue matchups is that it can block and trade with a Lodestone Golem. Alright, looks like he's going to Chalice for 1. And play the Sphere. So, about what we expected. Alright, but we did rip a land. So now we know he has Dismember in hand. So rather than play out the Stoneforge Mystic for Batterskull, I'm assuming he will kill that. Well, no, of course he can't actually cast it without... Yeah, he can't actually cast that Dismember with the Sphere out. So I might be okay, because his other play would be a second Mishra's Workshop. It's going to cost him 1 and a black plus 4 life to actually cast the Dismember. So let's see, I could get the Mountain here. Alright. Cast Stoneforge Mystic. And we'll get... Now Jite's an option. Or... Yeah... I think I'm going to get the Batterskull, relying on probably being... Now, if he rips another non-workshop land and is able to cast that Dismember, then I could be in trouble. But no, okay. So it's just going to be more... What do we know he has left? Let's see. Played... So we know one of his cards is Dismember. He's played everything else out from that original hand. He's played the Chalice, both workshops, the Sphere, the Jet. Okay. So he's got 2 unknowns. Maybe he ripped a Worm Coil or something like that. Oh, he's playing an X. Okay, he's going to Chalice for 2 here? No? What is he playing? X equals 5? Okay, yeah, Chalice for 2. Alright, that's good. It locks me out of most of the rest of my hand. I guess I'm glad now that I did not go for the Jite. Alright, so we're going to hold up here and plan on dropping the Batterskull. Okay, now he's got the mana to cast the Dismember. If he casts it, then I'll violin the Batterskull in response. Okay, he's not going to. Alright, so I can Violin the Batterskull now. If he does that, he could dismember the Stoneforge in response, but then I still have the Batterskull. He can dismember the token, in which case I have to spend next turn bouncing Batterskull to hand and resetting it. But okay. Hope he doesn't have, say, a second kill spell. Alright, he will dismember the Germ token. Alright. I guess I can attack here. I won't be able to Violet back down, so I'm going to spend my turn bouncing that and then the next turn. Alright, hoping he does not have a second dismember, because if he does, I am well and truly screwed. Alright, does not. And there's a Badlands. May as well run that out. And Chalice on 2, pretty good against this deck. With Chalices on 1 and 2, I don't believe I have any main deck outs to that. Most of my deck is. He's going to Wasteland that. I'm just going to let him. Okay. Ability, yes. Batterskull goes back down. Demonic Tutor cannot cast it. Really, if he just draws 2, again, I don't know if he is playing Wormcoil, but if he did draw to that, I would be in some trouble. Tide Hollow Sculler I can also not cast. Okay. There's a little bit of lag there on clicking Declare Combat. I ran some danger of clicking through my attack. Still not a huge fan of this client, to be honest with you. And he did draw another Dismember. What is he going to dismember? The Germ token. That is fine. He still took 4 from that. Alright, end step. Boom, boom, boom. Bounce. Bought him a turn. Alright. Nope, now he's got a Mute Vault out. I wonder why he's playing Mutavault instead of Mishra's Workshop, but okay. Or sorry, Mishra's Factory. Alright, we'll discard a... Alright, he's got another Mutavault. That's going to be problematic. It's going to certainly stall things out. He's going to be able to kill it. I'm going to have to reset, so it's buying him even more turns. Wear and Tear, but I can't cast because he's got the Chalice down. I'm certainly glad I had the basics to fetch. Alright, so he, as expected, is going to double block here. Okay. Yeah, and if those had been Mishra's Factories, he would have been able to save one of them from dying, since as I tapped, the blockers do damage these days. So a bit of an odd choice there. Certainly don't think he would have any tribal synergies in that deck, but okay, boom, 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 bounce. All right, let's go ahead and play that out. Okay, we'll discard another Spirit. Alright, he's going to scoop. So we survived there. That was nice on the back of that. Seal of Cleansing definitely comes in. I'd say Crucible of Worlds comes in. Let's see. What's going to go out? I would think Stony Silence probably comes in here too. Now I'm going to be on the draw, so I don't like these Thoughtseizes very much against him. Maybe I just like having the removal for, say, a Lodestone Golem. Aegis is kind of dead against him. I think I'll take out the Aegis for Swords. This destroys an artifact, doesn't it? Yeah, bring that in. Let's see. We'll take out the Thoughtseizes. The Spirits, I guess I will keep in because they can trade with yeah. Some of the paths. Even Mind Sensor isn't very good against this, but I can cast it around a I'd have to have a lot of mana to cast it around that. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm going to cut them because they're kind of high mana. It is something I can cast around Chalice because he's probably not going to Chalice on 3. But him searching the library is not going to be, unless he turns out he's the Forge Master version, but I don't think he is right now. So we'll keep this in and submit on that. And we're going to game 2. Okay. Again, not super awesome here, but now this hand probably isn't going to be about fetching basics because I'm probably just going to have to overload his wastelands. Like say if he turn 1 lodestones, now the worst case for me would be he has like turn 1 Chalice on 1 and then turn 2 lodestones. In which case I'm leaning pretty heavy on getting that spirit out to like trade with it, but yeah, this hand is not great, but I can waste Mishra's Workshop or a man land. I think it's better than going to 6. Let's put it that way. He's going to Chalice on 0. That tells me maybe he has another Chalice in hand. Or he could be leaning very heavy on mana denial and just wants to make sure I don't have Moxes. So I should probably expect a wasteland in this hand, I think. Okay, Ancient Tomb. So we're going to get a Chalice on 1 from this Ancient Tomb, would be my guess then. And obviously he has no Moxes, or he would have used them. I think I'm just going to waste the Tomb. I don't want to get a Chalice on 2 next turn. I think there's a chance he may not have much else going on here. So we're just going to waste that and pass the turn. He's got another Ancient Tomb. Here comes a Sphere. And his own wasteland. Right, so we're going to run out the Bloodstained Mire. Oh, he's got double waste. That is unfortunate for me. Yeah. Vampire Tutor. And not going to get me around this, unfortunately. See, I don't have any. I can't cast any artifact removal here that would get around Spear, at least not in 1 turn, not without giving him the chance to blow this up. I can end up, if I need to, Vamp Tutoring for another land, but I'm going to have to throw a Plateau out here as waste bait, unfortunately. I don't have any other option that I see. I'll see if he wants to kill it or let me untap with it. Third wasteland. Yeah, I guess the initial assumption was right here. Another Sphere. Hachi Machi. Let's see. Could Vamp Tutor for like a Plains. Now I'm having to get to 4 mana to cast anything here. If I'm gonna Vamp, well, no, I can't Vamp Tutor because of the Chalice on 1 anyway. So yeah, that's just how this one's playing out apparently. We're just gonna do this little game. Hope I draw some lands. See, I'm gonna need at least 4 to cast any of my 2-drops at this rate. Yeah, he was heavy on the mana denial plan. Alright. Yeah, he knows he doesn't have to waste me down any further than that. Alright, now he's got a Mishra's Factory. So my guess is I'm just going to die in 10 turns to Mishra's Factory. So there's a Black Lotus I can't cast. I'm going to make him play it out, though, even though I think this is pretty much a foregone conclusion. Alright, it's tapping 4 for a Phyrexian Revoker. Well, let's see, is he allowed to name lands? No, he can't name lands with that, so I don't really care, I guess. I guess I'll name Stoneforge Mystic. Or nothing. Oh, he's still picking? Okay. May as well show him as little of the deck as possible here. So, yeah, let's see, he's got me dead in 4 turns. I'd have to rip land to even get anywhere near here. Okay. Alright, well, now that we're on the play, I think the Thoughtseizes could come back in. I could probably take out the Tide Hollow Sculler. It's going to be kind of hard to actually cast. Seems like that's probably right. And I see he seems to have Chalice on 1 every single game so far, but I still think, at least in theory, having those to kill a turn 1 Lodestone is fine. I think we'll take the Tidehall Scholars out. It's the most difficult to cast here. And we'll go with that. All right. Yeah, this one doesn't have any interaction here. This is pretty dead to just about anything he has. The only redeeming grace of this hand would be I could run out, fetch, cast Crucible if there are no spheres at all in play. That's on my third turn. I think I have to mull that. This one, boy, this is awkward. If this was a fetch land, I think we're okay here. So this one I'm probably just going to cast Phyrexian Revoker on turn 1, and then name, I'm not sure, I guess like Black Lotus, because I don't know what he's got. That would probably be it. Because I can't name his man lands, none of his other artifacts, I think, that have activation costs, activated abilities. So yeah, it would probably be Mox land, Phyrexian Revoker, naming Lotus. That's pretty weak. I guess then next turn I could cast a Jite if he doesn't have any sphere effects out. But it's got to be better than going to 5. I just think this is a bad keep. Okay. Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble too. A lot of his conceivable hands here. Just even at this point, like he could, if he just had Mox and Workshop and dropped a Lodestone Golem, I don't really have anything I could do to it. Alright. Workshop, 3-ball maybe? Okay, his own Phyrexian Revoker. I assume again he will name, no, he could name the Mox Ruby. That's, yeah, okay. So that keeps me from dropping Jite this turn. Unless I rip a land. No, I did not. Oh, I can't use that. Well, at this point, I can at least swing into him, because if he trades, I can drop Stoneforge. Unless, of course, he really does have Black Lotus in his hand. Okay, no. Alright, hopefully no Wasteland. Preparing to see Wasteland appear right here. And there it is. Yep. Okay, so we're out of this game too. But, you know, that's workshops for you. Oh, Crucible. Yay. Awesome. Thanks, guy. At least it's not strip mine. Yeah, that yeah. Here comes Lodestone Golem, and this one is officially over. Well, I suppose. No. Nope, nothing. Nope, I can't think of anything that's going to draw me out of this without. Oh, there you are again. Thanks for that. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of a stinker 6, but, you know, I didn't have a lot of other options. I think mulling to 5 there, I just don't know what 5 would have gotten it. Yeah, the other lodestone. Yeah, we're done. All right, so that happens. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next game.
Do you love to play Magic Online but have a tight budget? Check out MTGO Academy's Academy Budget Bot in the Magic Online Classifieds. All cards in stock are cheaper than one event ticket.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, MTGO's RexDart. We are playing against an unknown opponent here, and we'll keep this hand with the Dega Hatebears deck. We are unfortunately on the draw. And he's going to lead on Mox Sapphire, Mana Crypt, and something nasty, no doubt. Ye olde turn 1 Tezzeret. No, just a Jace, mind you. Just a Jace, guys. He's going to Brainstorm. All right, we are going to get a let's see, we're going to get a Badlands or a Plateau. Let's get Plateau. And Bolt, which will get Mental Misstepped. Nope, okay. Alright, he lost the flip, so he's taking a little damage. Alright, Ancestral Recall, gonna get him right back in his formerly dominant position. Followed by a Brainstorm. And he's got the Fetch to follow it up. So, looks like Grixis Control is going to be the Welder variant here. Alright. The other choice there would have been to choose Mana Crypt, possibly Dak if he has it in hand, which could steal a Revoker, although that would still not free it up. Alright, Knight's Whisper. Love the fact that a Sign in Blood essentially is vintage playable. The difference a slightly easier mana cost means. Alright, there comes the Dak. And he's going to Ponder. Let's see. I guess this turn I can Thoughtseize. I cannot Thoughtseize and play a Bob. I can Thoughtseize and play Aegis, but that's not really that good. Or I can Tide Hollow Sculler and like strip his red mana. I think we'll just let's see. I can he doesn't have. I'd say I could hit an artifact. Yeah, right now he's got so much mana with him looting through like this. I think I'll Thoughtseize and play the Aegis, but that's just really a stalling tactic. Alright, he's going to misstep it anyways. Or I could kill the Mana Crypt here. Nah, he's got enough mana as it is. Just play this out. I could hope for him to lose some more flips. Nope, he won the flip. So if he's going to use Dak, he's obviously going to +1 it. And he's going to Vamp Tutor. And then draw into whatever he just Vamp Tutored for. And he's going to pitch Mystical and Force. And, okay, he's going to Time Walk. Alright, okay, now he's taken that off the board. So he's freed up his Welder. Yeah, he had one of those sort of busted crazy starts there with artifact mana that just happened in Vintage. Alright, he's going to be able to weld a battle sphere into play. Or he could just be hard casting something nasty here. Now he's going to Demonic Tutor. Leaves him with, he could just Tinker here also. And he's going to Tinker with a couple held up. Okay, so we're just going to scoop to that. So game 2. Obviously we're going to want Seal. We're going to want Stony Silence. Going to want the Red Blasts, Rakdos Charm, probably the Grafdigger's Cage. On the play, the Thought Seizers are okay. Don't really need Aegis. Cheetah could be okay. It could also be a little slow compared to actually just killing his his guy. Let's see, I've got to make 5 cuts though. I think maybe I just cut the Jite and the Stoneforge package entirely here. Not that DAC is a great answer to any of those cards, but let's see. I can run a Rest in Peace. That looks alright. I'll go with that. And it looks like we're not going to get to play this game. Let's see, he's got a Mox into a Sol Ring and an Underground Sea, and possibly turn 1 Tinker. I was going to cast a Night's Whisper. Seeing as how I had nothing going on, that seemed like the only reasonable play. Fortunately, he can now Vamp Tutor for Lotus or something, and just it won't matter if he has that. Hide Hollow Sculler, huh? Okay. Alright, now he's going to fetch. for blue. And mystical. And he commented on the deck and let him know it's Sean O'Brien's from Gen Con. Let's see. He's got a couple of missteps, a Time Walk, a Goblin Welder, and a Yogg-Will. Let's see. Let's see what I want to get. Well, I can't right now cast the Goblin Welder. I'm going to strip him off his land. Of course, I don't know what he mysticaled for. I think I'm just going to get rid of the Yogg-Will. Oh, he says someone in their local store took second with a deck like it. Yeah, so far we know the Shops matchup isn't fantastic. He said it was actually 3 Scrublands off from being modern legal. Oh. Alright. Well, maybe Tidehall Skull are just going to get there. Well, if he keeps bricking on mana, we need him to brick a little while longer. Might be getting there. Let's see. Well, now I could. No, I'm going to keep that even mind sensor up. No point thought seizing here. Since I could just misstep it anyways. I think I'll go ahead and run this out now. I want to increase the clock on him. Alright, well this one maybe got there on the, and let's say it was a little surprising, but white. Play another Tide Hollow Sculler. And he's going to force it. And I will thought seize him. This one will be good. What is that? Fire and Ice? Oh yeah, we got to get rid of that. It's the only thing to keep him in this. Well, Time Walk could too, but I think we'll just take that. Alright, so amazingly enough, we got there off that hideous mole. Now that we're on the draw, I don't think I like Thoughtseizes as much. I'd like to have the additional removal for Goblin Welder. Question is if I want to take all of them out. Let's see. May just leave those couple in there. Alright, I got a Revoker, Spirit of the Labyrinth. Like, these are all good, but I don't have a Mox, which means that this is all coming on after he's had 2 full turns to develop his board. So I don't feel that good about this. The question really is if a 6 would be better. The deck only runs 3 Moxes. So my chance of having a relevant hate card, I think I'm going to keep it, but it's dicey. It's just that all of those cards are relevant. So I just kind of have to hope he doesn't have a busted open. Okay, well he didn't, so that was fortunate. Alright, he's going to crack on my upkeep. And Ancestral. And now he's got a Sol Ring, another land. And there's a Goblin Welder. We'll name Goblin Welder. The other option there, I could have like killed his Sol Ring, but I don't know. We'll see what he plays here to see if that might have been better, because he could Jace bounce. Alright, he's going to Knight's Whisper. Let's see if that resolves or not. It's asking if I've considered hide and seek. I don't actually remember that one. Well, let's see. He's going to have a ton of mana next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I can keep him to 6 if I waste something, but I don't know. You know, I should have wasted the blue first. Would have made sense. Yeah, this definitely was a misplay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I remember that now. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's good. They would solve that. Blightsteel Colossus. Um, I guess I can attack here. I mean, if he trades with it, just Goblin Welder dies, so mission accomplished there. Yeah, he says Mana Denial is so good. So let's see, he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, enough to basically do anything he wants here. Such as Hardcast a Battersphere, you know, just a little something like that. Yeah, for a while here, I think everybody was basically playing blue decks, which obviously shops were going to be pretty awesome against. So you can just play the Badlands, Hardcast Spirit there. Let's see if Spirit resolves, I guess. Yeah, because shops are obviously quite nice against all the blue decks in the format. David Bowie is right. I haven't heard him described that way yet, but so he gets makes it a 8-7 here coming in. It doesn't do me any good here to double block because then he'll be able to weld it back after that dies. I could double block and bolt it to death, but that's not getting me anywhere. Now I've got 2 bolts. So I guess play black, Dark Confidant. So here I could double block and then try to bolt it for the last damage. He's going to be able to get me to 2 here. Unfortunately, I think the mirror are going to finish me off from there. Could spend one bolt on the no. This doesn't get trampled, does it? All right. Oh, and it just died to that anyways. So, all right. We will see you for another match shortly.
If you'd like to purchase Magic Online cards at competitive prices, check out our web store at mtgoacademy.com/store.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, MTGO's RexDart. We're continuing to battle with the Dega Hatebears deck. We're on the draw here. We have a lot of options depending on what our opponent leads off with. Moxjet and Wasteland into Thorn. Okay. Don't like seeing that. Let's see. So I probably want to fetch a basic of some sort here. What am I going to want to cast? Probably a black basic. Just cast Bob, I guess. Trying to think what he is. Now, unfortunately, now I'm going to have to cast the Pearl. Okay. So probably Swamp here and cast Mox Pearl and then pass the turn. Alright, he casts a Mox Ruby and passes the turn. Stoneforge Mystic, huh? Alright, so I can cast Bob and strip mine him. Most of my stuff is artifacts, or I can wear his Thorn, or I could wear one of his mana. I'd have to cast. No, I don't have the red, so yeah, I think I'd just cast a Bob and then strip mine him. Or I could cast the Stoneforge Mystic and then just strip mine him. It's like almost better. No, I think Bob's going to take over the game more. I'm going to do that. Alright, he's going to ship the turn back to me. Got a land and a Lotus. So let's see, I can play the land. I can cast the Lotus, then I have 5 mana available. I could play Stoneforge and wear his Ruby, I guess. Would be a way to go. Lotus, so Black Lotus for white. And cast Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, yes. we'll get Batter Skull, and then Red Knight. And start beating down. Alright, he's got a Wasteland there, but I don't think he's going to want to use that. He's in a worse mana position than I am from his own Thorn. So probably going to cast a Tide Hollow Sculler here. Or no, I don't want to keep it open to file in my... Okay, he's going to just scoop. Okay. Well, I don't really know what's going on there exactly. It could have been an odd workshop draw. I guess on the draw, I'm not going to want Thought Seizes, so that's probably pretty safe to take out. And I'm pretty sure he's not Oath. So we take out Aegis. Seal of Cleansing seems like a good bet. Stony Silence might be okay there. I think I want Crucible. Didn't see any blue spells, so I'm going to take Rakdos Charm and maybe a Swords to Plowshares until I know exactly what he is on. That seems reasonable. We'll go with that. So, yeah, what did we see? We saw a black and a red Mox and a Thorn of Amethyst. And we saw 2 Wastelands. I don't think we saw any colored mana from him. So yeah, it could have been a wonky workshop draw. That deck has played Thorn in the past. At least the ones in Classic did. But yeah, it could be anything. So waiting for him to submit here. So far, thoughts on the deck. I feel like I really wish that I had Cavernous Souls. It's just not set up for it. You know, because the creature base being so different here. I really think you have to have a lot of experience with what to tutor for, and probably a lot of mulliganing practice on it too. That hand can't really do anything. If that was Vamp Tutor, I guess I could maybe consider it, but can't really cast any of my spells. Have to get pretty lucky on the draw. I'm going to mull it. That hand is much more explosive. We're going to keep that. Now if he Chalice on 0 or something, then boom, blowout. Okay, so he was just a wonky workshop draw, so he's got a Sphere of Resistance. Okay. Alright, so we're going to fetch a basic mountain here. And use that to cast the Pearl. Use the Pearl to cast the Jet. Use the Jet to cast the Lotus. And I can't cast anything else here. I could cast Demonic Tutor, but then I can't really cast whatever I tutor for, so we're just going to pass the turn there. All right, so I'd say the mana denial plan I'm looking pretty good against at the moment. Oh, boo, no rod. Ouch. Ouch, dude. Okay. That's just unusual. Okay. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. Can't really do anything to him here. So, what were the odds of that? All right. Let's see. I've got a strip mine. It's not getting me anywhere closer to. Hold that open to get Demonic Tutor. I can leave this in case I draw Where. I mean, what am I at to kill that? Or I can kill his Mishra's Workshop. So he can't cast anything else, but that's leaving me behind here. Still. Gah. Null Rod. Why would he have thought to put Null Rod in against me? I mean, this is the only kind of hand where that was going to matter a lick. Very strange. Okay. I mean, that's 3 of the only 4 pieces of artifact mana in this deck. It's not exactly. Oh well, whatever. It happens, I guess. So very strange. I guess I could have sequenced that differently so that I managed to cast the Tide Hollow Scholar. I could have cast the Lotus off the mountain, I think. Then I could have cast the. I could have chained them differently, I think. Maybe not. Alright, well, all I need here is to rip another land, and then I can at least bolt the Mishra's Factory. And I was assuming by this point that would have happened, but now if he gets a Lodestone Golem down, no, he can't. He didn't have enough for it. Still. What were the odds of that? Well, it's just one of those, it's not my night. Yeah, there's the Lodestone Golem. I can't draw out of this. We're going to scoop. Alright. Okay. Well. So, that happened. I'm going to kill the spirits. Well, yeah, you know what? I don't think I want the G-Tays. Kill the G-Tay. Put the Thoughtseizes back in. And even Mind Sensor's not that good either. I want the additional removal. Yeah, the only thing the spirit has, actually, I think I'll take out the Tide Hollow Scholars and maybe leave the spirit in. No. Keep them in. The spirit has the trades with Lodestone Golem, So that's kind of the argument to keep that in, even though it does nothing to him other than that. If he was playing, but this I can cast through. Ugh, God, I don't know. It's bad all around. Maybe I should leave those in just because they can trade. That seems better than. Now I'm on the play. Maybe that worked. We'll see. Yuck. Well, like against turn 1 Lodestone, if he doesn't have a waste, I'm fine there. I'll be able to swords it. And I can eventually get back in with Crucible. But I don't like it. I don't really like that either, but it has a little more of the way of outs. It's better than going to 5. So we're going to play that. And play the Lotus, and then pass the turn. See if we got a Null Rod yet again. Null Rod yet again! Alright. Yeah. So we go here. We're going to fetch what I want to. I guess I can hold that Scrubland to cast this. So we'll get a basic mountain here and cast Bob. Alright, I don't want to see his Chalice for 1. You can go ahead and play a Lodestone. Yeah, that's fine. Tide Hollow Sculler. Alright, so I can bolt it and Tide Hollow Sculler him. No, because I need to cast 2. Well, yeah, it's going to take me 2 to bolt it. So we're just going to do that. Bolt. And I'm just going to hold that Scrubland. Darksteel Juggernaut. Alright. Weird. Okay. Wasteland. Well, let's see. I could waste his waste. I'm not going to be able to swing in yet. And waste his waste makes it safe for me to play Scrubland. I got to take a turn off, basically. Or do I want to save that for wasting like a Mishra's Factory? No, I think we'll. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna waste the Wasteland and then pass the turn. Alright, that thing has to attack each turn, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, just gotta strip mine. Alright. That's unfortunate. Just don't have a Crucible. I might get there. Of course, you're going to have to take a lot of damage to cast that. Alright. So let's see. So I can play this. And I could Tide Hollow Sculler him, or I could play this and Swords the thing, but I don't really need to Swords it because I can always attack in. I think I'll play this and the Tide Hollow Sculler. Let's see. Metamorph, he's got a Karakas, a Mishra's Factory, Mutavault, so I can't take any of that, so I can basically only take the Metamorph. And the good news is he's taken damage if he wants to be able to activate those man lands. Also, this is an artifact creature, I believe, so he won't be able to make it a 3/3 on blocks. Now, he can do a little extra damage to me here if he wants to by making that an artifact creature, but I don't think he will because he is himself at 6. Okay. Alright. So the Bloodstained Mire can get me another white in a pinch here. So I think we're going to go ahead and swing Bob in because he'll be able to trade, but he's going to take damage doing that. Now he's going to go to 4. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead then and cast the Stoneforge Mystic. For Batterskull. And then we'll shift the turn. And with him at 4, I feel like I should have this. He's extremely constrained on mana, and I can play the Mutavault this turn, which lets him have a blocker without having to take damage. Now he can make this be 3 power if he activates the Mishra's Factory. I don't think he's going to do that though. Oh, did he hit something big? He hit a Lodestone Golem. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm going to have to Swords that. So I think he does not die then. No, okay, he's going to scoop there anyways. So, all right. I would have got there eventually. So that's game. So there's a win against Workshops at long last.